My name is RJ Green. I'm currently a senior in the Landscape Architecture program at Purdue University, and I would like to take a minute to discuss my senior capstone project with you. A small city of about 6,000 people in northwest Indiana. It is located about halfway between Indianapolis and Chicago, which is about an hour north of Purdue, and it has great access to major highways and railways. When you walk through downtown, you would get a feeling that Rensselaer wants to attract new people and businesses, but it lacks the draw that many other cities have. Some of the first things you will notice are the antiquity of the architecture, the lack of interesting streetscape, and numerous murals painted on the sides of buildings. You may also be surprised to see a vast number of empty parking spots. When discussing this project with the Jasper County Economic Development team, they said one of the largest complaints they get is that the materials are run down and past their prime and need updating. However, if you are going to take the time to update and fix these materials, you might as well take the extra steps that could get you to make Rensselaer a pedestrian-oriented city. Across the United States, there are over 1 billion parking spaces, which averages out to about 4 parking spaces per car in existence. After traveling to Rensselaer multiple times and analyzing the available parking, I came to the conclusion that Rensselaer is no different and has over 600 spots, most of which go unused on a daily basis. In order to make room for the necessary improvements, it was critical that we eliminated some of the underutilized parking spaces. The main things asked for by stakeholders is that we keep the red clay brick streets in front of the courthouse. I like that these bricks represent a historical element and I plan on using them, but I think they need to be relaid in such a way that allows for the penetration of water in order to provide ecological benefits to the community. When talking with Brandon Schrieg, a senior project manager at Kinley Horn, who is from the Rensselaer area, we identified that there is a vacant lot, shown in purple, where the buildings burned down in 2019. The owner sold the lot to the city with the contingency that it had to be a park space for at least 10 years. Just to the left of the purple vacant lot is an orange star that represents a pedestrian bridge that connects to Potawatomi Park. This is a large opportunity because it allows for people to cross the Iroquois River to safely and easily come to the downtown core. The unprogrammed green space, shown in yellow, presents a large opportunity because many people will have to pass through this site when entering and leaving the Jasper County Courthouse. It also connects to the parking lot where the farmers market is held each Saturday. This is a space that needs to make a lasting impression on visitors. The pink stars represent areas that are seen from many angles, and this provides a great spot to put artwork or wayfinding signage. The design intervention for this project was to create a pedestrian connection from the bridge across the Iroquois River to the parking lot used for the Jasper County Courthouse. Since there were so many underutilized parking spots, I decided that the best use of these would be to add bioswales, street trees, and a bike lane, which would be covered in green street paint to differentiate traffic types. Making the trail out of upgraded permeable pavers will allow for unique pavement designs and allow water to penetrate through to the underground aquifer. The trail will feature upscale furniture that will fix the lack of good seating options available while still complementing the existing architecture. Art pieces, created by local artists, will be strategically placed near each intersection to help with trail navigation and wayfinding while adding a splash of color to the city. These art pieces could also create or add to an existing theme, like the city of Elkhart has done with their sculpture elks, which are painted by sponsored clubs, companies, and charities. The design aspect that the stakeholders requested was the inclusion of a farmers market pavilion. Rensselaer is host to the farmers market each Saturday during the warmer months, and this pavilion will make it convenient for them to back into the parking spots and not have to set up any tents for their booths. The top of the roof will have a glass strip to provide enough natural lighting for activities. On a regular weekday when there is no farmers market, this area will be a great place for judges or other visitors to the courthouse to park. This structure would be a great place to host concerts, festivals, or even seasonal events like ice sculpture carving or a light show. The plaza between the pavilion and the courthouse will serve many functions. First, it will act as a terminal to the multi-use family trail and the bike path, so it must have adequate space for bike storage and many seating options available. Secondly, this space will be one that every person entering or leaving the courthouse must go through on their way to or from their vehicles. Thirdly, this is a place where people can come to enjoy the comfortable microclimate created by the shade and fountains, or simply to enjoy a snack from the farmer's market. Landscape intervention for my capstone project is the vacant lot represented in purple on page 2. This area will feature 2 multi-use buildings with ground-level retail and residential units above that. The retail properties will have the opportunity to have multiple entrances due to the large patio spaces connecting to the multi-use trail and bike path. This will maximize exposure for new businesses and help them get the funds they need to start off on the right foot. This site features 3 art pieces, 2 of which are located on top of sod-covered mounds and offer the thrill of interaction for young children. The large patio areas provide plenty of seating to accommodate large gatherings of people, like the Little Cousin Jasper festival held each year. This area resembles the Sun King district of the Monon Trail and is hoped to spark new businesses and development in the surrounding blocks. Eliminating around 100 underutilized parking spaces, we were able to create enough space to propose over 60 new trees, 1,300 linear feet of walking and biking trails, and various places for guests to sit or lounge. These changes will help to boost curb appeal, enhance the feeling of safety, and create spaces where people can build camaraderie. The proposed building will be home to 20,000 square feet of retail property and 50 residential apartments at 800 square feet apiece. This will help to attract new businesses and new families looking for a safe and fun place to live and work. The permeable pavement and bioswales will help to prevent water from puddling on the streets and decrease the amount of contaminants that run off into local waterways. The United States is growing at such a fast rate, and if Rensselaer is going to keep up, then it is going to have to make some necessary changes, starting with projects like this. This multi-use trail provides the opportunity for the city to build off of it, and for developers to develop the areas around the vacant block. Rensselaer is a diamond in the rough that just needs a little polish before becoming something great. Thank you for listening.